Hey YouTube, another one. Yeah, so fodic. Yep, so this isn't mine, this is Jen's. I think she got it in Aberdeen, something like that. So, yes, you may have noticed that this, that particular, you can see it's kind of like the mother of pearly, sort of plasticky inlaid there. Not entirely unlike the sort of mother of pearly plasticky inlay on that, or not really entirely different from the, it's a little bit fancier, it's a nicer bit of abalone, and that this one doesn't have that type of inlay. That's more a sort of fendery type font, but they're kind of all the same guitar. Well, it's a Strat. This one, whatever this one, this is a Tempest. This is an Australian importer apparently, and it's quite late on because it's got the bullet truss rod and an eco pickups, big pots. This is kind of late 70s. It's definitely not early 70s. Definitely later, half 70, 80, something like that. Which is where I'm putting this one also. You can tell it's got the bullet truss rod, which is a great thing. Actually, someone was talking about if it says made in Japan on the bottom half, it means it's Matsumoku or something. Written in the bottom half. No, it's written at the bottom. So that's not the same place. But it is, of course, one of these folklore things where they just bought made in Japan plates and put them on all the guitars, and then once they sold that lot, they would do, oh, well, let's make another batch, and they moved the writing for some reason. Doesn't necessarily mean anything. Yeah, but this is more it's definitely not an early one, because if you look at that, this is the most common one. This one only comes in this colour. You can get these as Ibanez, Richards. There's a lot of companies in America that you can get this exact guitar. You can always tell this one though, because it's got this funny shaped bridge. It's kind of shaped like the ashtray. This pickup is upside down, as in normally a tele pickup with two screws at the bottom, and the ones at the top, which is reversed. It's got a Les Paul type toggle switch, and the output's on the front, and it's this colour. You can sort of tell what year it is depending on what the truss rod cover looks like, because there's a plastic one, there's a metal one, and there's another one. And also, this one doesn't have fret dots up above there. So this, I think it's 73. This one came out as. But they still made it for years, and it only came in one colour. The CSL is a 74 because it's got the original pickups in it. I got the codes off it, and it's all original. So this is a bit more. This is a later on guitar. That started out a bit earlier. That's not really that accurate a telecopy. This one kinda is getting there. It's now got a proper ashtray bridge. Still got the pickup backwards. We've got this is more like a Fender. No, that is just design wise. Still got there's the plastic. So I think 73 might indicate the metal plastic, and then 74 they might all go into this white one, the metal plastic bit. Yeah. So this one I'm putting a bit later because it's, assuming this is the original bridge. Well, I don't know. It looks old anyway, but this has got a normal Telecaster pickup in it, whereas Neither of the other ones have what you would class as a normal telly pickup. This is a more modern one, but I think it might be early 80s. Maybe something like that's also got the output jack on the end, but not the stupid thing, just a nice plain square plate with the 4 holes in it. That's nice. I just swapped these knobs out. Someone had done a... I'm actually thinking of selling it as a Gary Moore set, you know, for the he's got 2 normal knobs and then he's got like a gold one and a gold one that says tone on it or something for his 2 different pickups. I had them on it and it's like, no, it's a telly, it doesn't want a orange knobs, it's got the proper metal ones. I just glued the witch hat knob back together again, 3-way switch, which is a replacement. The scratch plate's not original, I don't like it. I don't know what it just had a white one, but just the 1-ply black. No disrespect to my Roadster behind me there, but I don't like the 1-ply black very much. I would much rather it was white. Or, seeing as this is Jen's, I think she was actually been using it for demoing Telecaster scratch plates. And basically any one of the J-Pax ones looks amazing in this guitar. And like all these ones, it's basically a Fender Japan. Okay, it doesn't have the one-piece neck. It's a slab fingerboard. It does have a skunk stripe though, which is the same as the Tempest. But it's not the same. It's a different carve. I was wondering if it was the same neck that's on the Tempest, but it's definitely a Strat shape. This is definitely a telly curved tip. It's very similar to the CSL, which is just copied from whatever Fender it was they copied it from. But it's a proper telly. Jen was talking about maybe trying. Wanted one now. Impulsive. Want one now. And I was like, alright. I'll be able to find one of these. You know what I mean? To get you. And I'm like, oh no, I'm just going to buy a Mexican telly. And it's like, if I can't find a second hand, I'll just buy a new one. I'm like, so I found this. It wasn't cheap. Well, it was cheaper than a Mexican telly, and better than a Mexican telly. Also, for me, I just like the idea of basically what we're doing here is we're just ironing out all the bargains to be had. But you can kind of tell looking at these things, regardless. Some I've seen ones that aren't. They've got no badge on them, came from the factory, and I've seen at least half a dozen other ones just for that single Telecaster there, the yellowy Antoria one. Also, my pal's got a custom thin line, which is the same. My idiot pal, I said he's got a thin line, but someone's had a go at fixing the frets, and they're pure knack, and it basically needs refretted. And I've messaged him the other week because I'd replaced a couple of frets. I went, I'm going to hold off, don't get your thin line refretted yet. I'm going to do mine. I've got a bag of frets. I'm going to do this. And then he forgot about that and took it out of the shop, so he's going to be paying like £300 to get it refretted, and I might have been able to do it for £280. But I mean, I like it. Obviously, it's just an amazing Telecaster. What more is there to say? Yeah, I mean, it's got so much in common, like running through these. If you look at the tuners on the Tempest, they're the ones you think, oh, those aren't the type of tuners that are good. But these are Japanese ones made of metal, not made of shite. Exactly the same tuners on this one, identical, and the truss rod key as well. This one's got a brass nut though, and it's a Stratocaster, which I need to play a bit more. But again, if you haven't got these videos before, I'm talking about these guitars. These are the lawsuit era guitars when the Japanese were basically making better guitars than what Fender were. They were copying their guitars and they were making them better than the actual the real ones. Fender at this time were they bought the cheapest wood, so it was like really, really heavy guitars, and and built very much to a budget. The Japanese were kind of, before this, up until I think it was maybe about 77, 78, they started making their own designs, which I kind of like as well. But the early era, not all of them, but generally the ones that once you start recognising them, once you've seen a few of them, you can spot them a mile off. And if you want to know what sort of quality value, how can you get them cheap, look up an Ibanez version of any of these and they'll be $1,000. And I'm talking the identical guitar just came off on a Tuesday. The Ibanez order finished and they went, all right, Antoria have ordered some, so then the Antorias went on the following day, exactly the same guitar, to make them, or to make the Fodics, or to make the CSL or the Tempests. part of the deal if you bought more than 100 or something like that. Get your own name on it. Or but then that's why there's quite a lot of them that just have nothing on them. You can normally tell. Well, one like this isn't as easy to tell because this is more like a modern telly. It's quite odd that it's got 6 saddles, and that bridge was designed to take 6 saddles, and it looks really old. The saddles I don't think are original, but this has been a 6 saddle bridge, which is the sort of thing the Japanese would do. It's like, yeah, well, why are we copying that idea? We've got a better one, why don't we use the better one instead, kind of thing. So that's a stupid idea, we're not doing that. Just to some extent, they're right, you know what I mean? I've not really done anything. I gave it a wee bit of a radiusing, which seems to be my new thing, or maybe just I keep noticing guitars that aren't radiused. Or maybe I've just started noticing it more. That neck pickup's really good. Yeah. Maybe a little bit uninteresting. What this really wants the J-Pack scratch put on it. I think Jen should keep this. You should have a telly. If you're going to have a telly, have a Japanese telly. It's a good one. Nice, and I think these are the original pickups because they sound weird. They sound like these ones do, like 60s, because that's what they were trying to do. And so they don't sound like modern pickups. I was messing about playing that J-Packs earlier on, and it's got the pickups in it, single coils, Stratocaster. But you can kind of do anything on those guitars because it's a modern guitar. It's like, oh no, but somebody might want to play some rock on it, some heavy metal on it. We better put hot pickups in it so that they can do that. And it's like, yeah, but the problem is when you do that, they get less good at doing stratty things. Whereas that's like that one there, and a bit like this as well. It's got that super spiky, real telecaster thing going on, which I don't think you would really get in a modern guitar the same way. It's just too trebly. It's like, no, that's what it's meant to sound like. You got to cut through the mix. AM radio, you know what I mean? V8. You got to be able to cut through with your riff. And the neck pickup's not as woolly as neck pickups often are. Saying that one doesn't have it didn't have pickups in it anyway. The Antoria and the CSL's got one of those wide range ones in it. So I'm really only comparing it to the bridge pickup in that, which doesn't look the same as this, but they've just made this one look more like a Telecaster. Less distortion, really. I mean, I'm really liking that that Joyo pedal. It keeps working off the well and things. The British sound one. Is that not what a telly's meant to sound like though? I do like a telly. I've kind of been playing a telly with that a little bit. That's the Cracker, or the Kraken shape. Cracker's a guitar. It's kind of getting a wee bit more of my telly vibe, but it's quite funny. I mean, okay, it's obviously got the bridge, the ashtray type bridge, which this has, and it's got the metal plate on it. But apart from that, it's not really a telly in any meaningful way. It's a different scale. Everyone else is different, but that seems to be enough to make it a telly for me. Well, the telly bridge pickup might be partly to do it. But even when I'm playing on the neck pickup, which is a humbucker, I still feel that I'm playing a telly. And there's something very comfortable at a telly. I'm not keen on the black scratch plate in this one. I wonder if a black one would maybe be better or something like that. It just kind of looks like any other one. That's the thing. It doesn't have any. It doesn't really stick out. This. It just needs something. I mean, I would have noticed obviously that I can see the intonations out a wee bit. I would have noticed that there's something funny going on with the saddles on it, but apart from that, it just looks like a Fender. It just feels obviously the same as the Fender Japan ones I've got. I mean, the same factory. Just a few years later, we kind of already knew how to make guitars. That was Fender went in and went, "Oh no way, you know how to make these already? Brilliant!" And they did teach you how to do some stuff. But I don't know. I still think this one here, even the one, well, I've obviously had to modify it. There's an awful lot of character in this one somehow. The fact that it's got the stupid third pickup in it, but I went all to town by putting Geosonic pickups in it. Oh, I could have put lace sensors in it. I've got lace. No, I had to cut these Geosonics to make them fit. They're staying in it. They're brilliant. And the chrome with the big chrome bit there. So I put a big chrome bit round this pickup. I put a chrome pickup, but I put a brush bit round it. And I managed to source white jazz bass knobs just to make it perfect. And a white switch tip. I seem to have developed a bit of a thing for white pickups, white switches, like I did with that and the Shockingbird. Kind of like I like white pickups. Cuts like a knife. Totally sounds out of phase. But from memory, this sounds very like that one there. I've not played that for ages. It's not going to be in tune, but is it going to sound exactly the same as the bridge pickup in this? Because to my mind, my memory, it does. Bridge pickup. My God, the strings of this are ancient. I'm so disgusted with myself. I even put new ones on it, but I need to start buying elixirs again. I keep putting strings on guitars and then not playing it. Except, like, enough time to let it actually... the strings to get settled in. That's annoying. That one, anyway. Kinda. This is an amazing guitar. This is kind of, it's basically this guitar I copied with that. I wanted, when I got offered, it's what layout do you want? That, you know, I was just going to go, just humbucker. I was thinking, cocker, I already got handmade super American expensive guitars, a humbucker. I needed something else. I thought, I want a telly bridge, and I thought, just this. So I wanted a super spiky telly bridge pickup and a massive fat bastard in the neck, and that's basically what that is. It's just that that's got a better wiring system. It gets more sound. But it's just so good getting like those two sounds, the pure super spiky. And then the other extreme is that one. I think that's quite an accurate copy of the Fender wide range. I heard that the Fender wide range ones you get now, like in the Squires and even in the Fenders, are just humbuckers that look like this. The wide range is meant to be, it's like two pickups, it's like two things next to each other with the 3 poles on there and then the 3 poles on there, but it's two squares. It's not actually two humbuckers going that way. It's kind of more like a P-bass pickup kind of idea, apparently. But one of the band I really liked that I saw at Hard Rock Hell, I can't remember what they were called. They had a shit name, Otissa or something like that. But the guy was playing a thin line, a Fender thin line, a 70s one, and it sounded like this. Like totally, like noticeably. So I think these are probably quite close to what was in his guitar. Or you get both at the same time. I've not played this since I was started doing that stupid arpeggio thing. Can totally do it on this guitar as well. So currently this guitar is better than the fodic because this one I've played for months, and gradually over those months just it's playing totally amazing. That one I adjusted the intonation half an hour ago and then hit record, so it'll get there. It's basically the same thing. It's amazing how the age makes such a difference to this one, because it's so old and because it's all original. It's got a certain vibe about it. It's got a vibe very similar to my '68 Gibson EBO. It's just got that. It's old and it's all original old, and it's like, oh, it's so old. It's like, it's not really that much older than most of the other guitars I've got. Okay, maybe not any of the ones you can see here, but like most of the Washburn Hawk and stuff, they're like sort of, well, the Hawk's 79. So it's only 5 years, and for some reason it doesn't seem old, but this does. I think it's maybe just because this is older than me. Maybe once it's older than me, it seems old to me. I don't know. I've just done 3 videos today. I don't know which one I'll put out tonight. It is Friday, so I'll be doing my live stream on Sunday night. So if it's already past Sunday, then you missed it. If not, I don't know. It's like I just feel the videos I've been doing, I've been a wee bit carried away with doing other stuff, like kind of trying to get a bit of variance in it. So I did an acoustic. Is that all I did today? An acoustic, a new switching thing, and then obviously what the channel was actually meant to be, which is guitars like fodic, which I know nothing about. To be honest, I've not even Googled, but I kind of feel that's up to somebody who buys it to Google it yourself and find out, see what you can find out. And I'm guessing that fodic has a kind of Viking name going on about it, maybe fodic. Therefore, it may be like a Swedish or a Norwegian or something shop that imported guitars like pre-Squire, and they got their name on it, fodic. It has a sort of Scandinavian-y thing going on in my head that's completely random. It could be something completely nothing to do with that. It just kind of sounds a bit like that. And a Tempest, I've never seen another one of them apart from somebody selling another Japanese guitar. Wasn't anything like that in Australia, but it was exactly the same logo, which makes you think. But like all these things, maybe not all fodics were that. You know, maybe they've got their they bought them in the 70s, and then they started getting imported ones from Korea or China or something like that with their own name on it. So you never know about these things, but you get to spot things that make these guitars. One of the things I was saying there about the bridge pickup. See, the bridge is the wrong way around. It should have two on a telly. There's 2 screws here and 1 there. This has got 2 on the top, 1 in below, which means that this bridge can't take a normal Telecaster pickup, which means that this bridge doesn't fit on this guitar, so you need to have another bridge if you're going to replace one of these. Same with the other one, and I had to Dremel it to make it take that Duosonic pickup. I really like that Antoria. I keep digging it out to thinking I'm going to refret it. I'm going to refret it at some point. I think I'm going to refret the Tokai first though. But there's just something about this guitar. As soon as I saw it, I think the colour, and it's not faded to this colour. They're all this colour, even in the catalogue. It's exactly this colour. See, the thing is, because the frets on this are so low, it makes it really a bizarre thing to play. So maybe I'm not actually going to bother refretting this. Look at it. I could tune it. I mean, it's like, am I allowed to? The weather's just got warmer, so all these guitars, well, last time they were played, it was cold. That big yellow thing, what's it called? The sun has returned from last year. It doesn't always come back. Sometimes it just stays away for the whole year. But yeah, it's not a tune I'm not going to play it. Oh, not the best tune, that one. See, that's a very Telecaster-y sounding bridge pickup, which that isn't a Telecaster bridge pickup. That's from a Mexican Duosonic. And what made me choose that? It looked cool. I think the fact that it buzzes all over the place and the frets are all knackered, it's giving it some sort of thing that I don't have in any other guitar. Sorry, I could just basically just play these guitars. I've got too many, far too good guitars. It's really annoying. Any one of these would be all you need. Rock on. So I don't know when you'll see this. I might put out 3 videos over the next 2 days, or it might be Wednesday, or it might be Saturday, or it might be anything. I've not done the... if you can see it there. What's that? It's not been painted. It's meant to be that colour. Ooh. Kind of goes really well with the oxblood and white Marshall below it. I've not been using that amp, it's too loud. I can't even... a couple of folks said, oh, it sounded really good in the video. It was twice as loud as I've got that. I didn't really... it's one of those things, because it's so clear sounding, I didn't realise how loud it was until I took it back onto the Softtech and the Cube, and it was like, oh, hold on, like half the volume, and it really... It's not giving the amp a fair shot at it. That's why I don't use the Softtech. It's not what it's for. It's not for sitting playing as quiet as it goes. You know, the valves are all sitting there going, oh, come on, give it some welly, and you... I mean, even the thing, maybe it's got like a quarter power, so it's actually running at 7.5 watts. Even then, the volume control's barely on, and it's not really... I'm not really using the amp very much. Mostly just the rat pedal. Rock on! Catch you there, like and subscribe, etc.